We are joined today on RTV by Reading Phillies outfielder Michael Taylor. Michael, your dad David played football at the University of Maryland. You did not play football in high school. You played basketball for one season, 8 rebounds per game, 8 points per game, but you stuck with baseball.
Well, you know, in Florida, sports tend to be year-round, and they tend to be pretty serious. And you know, the basketball season ran pretty far into the baseball season, and you know, we only have, you know, in high school you're talking about a 25-game season, and I kind of figured somewhere around my sophomore year that I'd have to choose, and I just chose baseball because I figured I had a better chance to, you know, not only go to better schools but even pursue it on beyond you know, the collegiate level.
Were you a fan of the physical play down low?
You know what? I love basketball. That was my first love, but you know, I stopped growing at 6'5", and I was a forward center guy, so that kind of lets you know that the basketball career has an end there after high school, so I decided to go with baseball.
You obviously got some good height. Sometimes that's a disadvantage in baseball as a hitter. Do you find that to be an issue for you?
Only if the umpires are, you know, the zones are a little wide. That sometimes happens. I mean, the more compact the zone, I guess the better you have you know, the opportunity to sort of attack the pitcher. But you know, there's some advantages to having that height and that leverage as far as driving the ball. And you see a lot of guys, some of the, you know, more prodigious home run hitters throughout history have been bigger, longer limbs, and that's just about learning yourself and, you know, just only swing at the pitches you want to swing at, and then that becomes an advantage. I think if you know, if you're a little bit more, if you're not as disciplined with where you want to go, it can be a disadvantage. But if you're disciplined, I think it can help you.
Certainly you got the height, but you also got some speed. Last year, 15 stolen bases between Lakewood and Clearwater. Do you like to run?
I like to run in certain instances, certain situations. I mean, I think I've said this before, but you know, I don't think I'm going to be a guy who's going to go every time by any means, or you know, just out there running just to be running. But I think in situations where it helps the team, maybe gets a guy an easy RBI or gets me in a scoring position late in the game when we have a chance to win, I think that's when I really want to try and use that to my advantage.
Another tool that you have is a cannon for an arm out there in right field. 18 outfield assists last year. Do you like to see guys challenge you a little bit?
It's one of my favorite things, is throwing guys out the plate. I mean, you know, it doesn't happen that often. You really don't get that many opportunities to do it, especially, you know, as you get higher and, you know, these guys start to know that you can throw, and, you know, there are certain situations where the guy's going to send them and certain situations where the manager's going to hold them up. But, you know, if I get a chance to throw, I love to do it. I love to try and throw guys out, because not only does it kind of change how they approach the game, but you know, it also helps out your team, helps out the pitcher. I know he appreciates it, and you know, it can be a big pick-me-up to the team.
Staying on the defensive end, on April 15th, you were playing left field, Quentin Berry in center. You had a scary collision out there. You actually took the worst of it, despite the size difference between you and Quentin. What was that like?
You know, it was one of those in-between balls. You know, I took a peek at him off the bat. You know, didn't think he really had a real opportunity to get there. And, you know, he said the same thing to me when we were talking about it later. And, you know, we both kind of put our heads down and went after it. And then we got there at the same time, called it at the same time. You know, I had the ball. He ran in front of me. I clipped his backside, helicoptered over him, and landed on my you know, my lower back hip area, and just kind of bruised that up and bruised the tailbone area. So, you know, he likes to tease that, you know, I ran into him, and you know, he was okay and I wasn't. But you know, I think the ground did more of the damage than actually he did. But you know, luckily it wasn't anything too serious, and you know, he came out okay, and I came out all right after a couple of days.
If you watch the replay of that one, you see Carlos Leon, just as you guys are about to collide, put both hands on his head like he's watching a train wreck. Did you see Quentin out of the corner of your eye thinking, uh-oh, this could be serious?
No, you know what? After I didn't really see Quentin until, you know, I was already on the ground and he ran by me to get the ball. I mean, it was one of those things. I think it was kind of loud and didn't really hear each other. And you know, next thing you know, I'm in the air doing a little helicopter move. So.
The Reading Phillies have many Celebrate Your Faith nights throughout the season. You've done a couple of those. Yeah. Do you enjoy talking about that?
I do. I really do. I mean, I think it's a unique opportunity that they have here at Reading. I haven't heard about it anywhere else, you know, from any of my other friends, but it's something that's important to me. You know, not only my faith, but just my walk and things like that. Not only to, you know, my baseball career, but also just my life in general every day. So the opportunity to get out there and, you know, converse with other people who want to hear your story and who want to hear your background is something special to me.
They're hungry for a baseball town championship here in Reading. Last year, it was the worst season ever in Reading Phillies history. This year, off to a pretty good start. How important would a championship be for you?
I mean, I haven't won a minor league championship. In fact, I don't think I've won a championship in a while. So individually, it would be nice. I mean, obviously we have a lot of a rich history here. You know, the team's been here for forever. The fans are extremely passionate. So it would be fantastic to you know, have a really good year, one, and then two, you know, make it in the playoffs, and three, obviously bring home a championship. So I think we're definitely aiming for those things, and there are a lot of things that go into that. Hopefully this team, you know, stays together, and you know, hopefully we continue to get consistent pitching, and you know, even our hitting even picks up a little bit. But yeah, it would be fantastic if we could, you know, bring a championship here to Reading.
Michael Taylor, thank you for joining us on ReadingPhillies.com.
Thank you very much.